Yes! Alrighty! What's up, my peeps? What's going on, you sexy bitches? It is I, your Tribal God of Extreme and 18-time Extreme Heavyweight Champion of the World, Peter Joseph here, for a Wednesday evening, getting close to Wednesday night video. And it's Wednesday night, you know what that means. We got AEW Dynamite! Coming away from that shithole city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as AEW Dynamite and Collision start the Philly residency at the legendary EC Dub Arena. Should have a great show. The aftermath of Forbidden Door, and now we're on the road. That road too. We're on the road to All Out Toronto, September the 20th, the same day as WrestlePalooza. So that's coming up in about three or so weeks or so. About 3.5 weeks. So we're gonna start the road to that. Boardlow is back. Jamie Hayter is back. We have Timeless Tony Storm, yes, starting with some. She still is our reigning, defending AEW Women's Champion. We have new tag team champions in Brodito, that's Brody King, and Bandito, the Ring of Honor World Champion. Okada still our unified champion. I'm trying to get all the men's titles. Hangman Adam Page and MJF, a little bit of controversy near the end of that match, but still our AEW heavyweight champion, the Hangman Adam Page, did some cowboy shit in that hellacious match with MJF. We'll see what happens with them tonight. And in the lights out, unsanctioned New Japan style tight cage match, Team Ocean Spray beat Team Mox, but sadly for Mr. Ocean Spray, he got destroyed and sent away on his little merry way to get neck surgery, and we'll be back about a year or so. And Swerve got attacked by Okada and Boydlow, and he's out of action storyline-wise. We probably won't see him for a couple months, but we'll see what happens with that. And a whole lot more tonight on your 2+ hour cure for insomnia. That's AEW Dynamite! Well, we got that. Alright, once again, thank you for watching right here on the Peter Joseph YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. I'm Peter Joseph, but I just said that. But you knew that. If you didn't get it before, now you get it again. So we got that. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to my channels, all down below in the gobbledygook. Share the video all over the internet. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because you miss anything, you need to get slapped in the face. Because you, yes you fat boy, are SOL. And you know what that means. If you don't know what it means, look it up. And that's that. And for everybody that is, if you're watching this for the very first time, you're thinking about subscribing, please do. We're at 850 subscribers on the dot. Just got it earlier today. And now we're on the road to 900. So pretty soon we'll be on that long road to 1,000 subscribers on this mighty big channel that I've had for almost 10 years. I don't even know how long I've had it, but it's been a long time I had this channel. But 850 is a nice round number. Thank you all for that. And now, let's start that road to 900. So please tell your friends, tell their friends to subscribe to the channel and give my other channel some love as well. Which we just got over the hump of 500 subscribers on my legendary rant channel, even though we got hit with some age restricted, and I could care less about that. They're trying to take the legendary rant channel down, that's not working. So, it's not gonna work with your false flagging bullshit for nudity. Right? I care less for the age restrictions, they don't count, so, not a strike, so. It's just that if you're under 18, you can't watch it. So, I care less. I care less. I try to appeal, and as always, YouTube is just, retarded as it is. Because they had problems last night with YouTube Creator Studio. People couldn't even do live shows last night. It was just a mess. And, I voiced my displeasure. I didn't do a Vine or tout it out or something like that. I just went on Twitter and told, tweeted at YouTube that your fucking website's a piece of shit. And they go, oh, we got people investigating. We'll get it done quickly. Right. Like everything else you don't fix. Like getting these monotonous idiots off the internet that make all these fake accounts. There should be a strict limit of how many channels you should have. I have 5. So, I think the limit should be 5. But, I digress on that. Moving on with all that. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thank you for 850 subscribers. And like I said, let's get to 900. Hopefully by Halloween. Well, maybe get there by Halloween. Right now we're at 850 exactly. Now, hopefully we'll go over the hump by Labor Day. And then we're on that road to Halloween. And hopefully 900. But, slow and steady. Make the race. I don't think we're going to get to... We might get to 900 by Christmas or by the end of the year. And as we go into 2026, I think that's when we're going to hit that mighty 1,000. I'd love to hit 1,000 by WrestleMania. So, tell your friends, tell their friends, and we'll be friends, hopefully. And subscribe to a great channel like this one right here. Alright, enough about that. Boo! Funky! But when you do subscribe, welcome to the party. Grab yourself a cold one. Salute. And enjoy the shop. If you like it, great. There's the door. Don't let it hit your fat ass on the way out. And that's that. Alright, before we get to Dynamite tonight, hope everybody had a great Wednesday. And if not, well, too bad. And that's that. I had a pretty, interesting morning. I had that big, huge meeting. Nothing really came out of it, but, it is what it is. And now I'm on vacation from work, so. Well, actually, tomorrow I gotta go to the dentist. That's the only thing. And then I got Labor Day weekend. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. I'm gonna go on the beach and look at tatas. Something like that. But, yeah, final weekend of summer, unofficially, ladies and gentlemen. Labor Day weekend starts Friday. Or for some people, tomorrow. But we got that. Have a happy Labor Day weekend, everybody. Be safe, be well, and let's kick some ass on the unofficial end of summer. That's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, before we get to Dynamite, it is time for your NXT thoughts. You understand? Thoughts off the top of the dome, my friends. Alright, so let's talk about NXT from last night. The fallout from mediocre NXT Heatwave, and now on the road to No Mercy. Mercy's for the weak. Strike fast, strike hard, no mercy, sir. Pretty much forgot that. Alright, so we have actually one match officially made for No Mercy, and that's Oba Who Femi taking on. We'll get to that in a second. Alright, so we're back at home base. Coming down the pipe from Lowell, Massachusetts at Heatwave. We're back at home base, the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando, Florida. Great place to go. I'd like to go there. And hang out with these two guys. That's the man with the creepy jacket and lots of Starburst candy, and that's Vic Joseph. And, well, once again, his partner, of course, Corey Graves, is overseas for this week. And part of next week, too. And that's the six-time World Heavyweight Champion, two-time Hall of Famer, The man who simps for Loda, Vice, Essay, and Sesame for her. You know him, you love him, you can't get enough of him. He smokes more fucking weed than you do. That's the Kool-Aid Man. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Booker T, sucker. All hail King Booker. If it's a chicken, it's a chicken. Black Snow. Okay, we got that. Alright, so Vic Joseph and Booker T on the commentary team this week. Let's get into it. Alright, so we start off with a long recap of Heatwave. And then we go right to the ring with the, well, so-called, well, he's not number one, we thinks he's the number one contender, but we'll talk about that in a minute. We have Absolute Ricky Starks. The revolution will be televised. So, Ricky Starks comes out, says, I will always put my money behind Javon Evans, Bouncy, but Oba, Femi, stopped him at Heatwave, and talks about, I've done quite a few things around here, but there is one thing I still want, and that's the NXT World title. And then, of all people, Josh Briggs says, no, not so fast there, Ricky. So he wants the title shot first, so then Ricky says, well, I'm right here, you know, we're in this ring, let's do it, like Paul Stanley would say, right, Paul? Paul? Let's do it. Well, okay. By the way, happy birthday to Gene Simmons, Mr. 78-year-old guy, 76 or 78, somewhere around there. The man with the mighty tongue. He slept with more women than, you do. And if you were born between 76 and 84, your father might be Gene Simmons. You could see at a Kiss concert by Gene Simmons. So Gene Simmons might actually be my dad. My other dad, you know, Ozzy's my dad. God bless you, sir! By the way, Becky Lynch, you can still go fuck yourself. That's all I gotta say about that. I know she wanted the heel heat, bad timing, and wasn't even cleared by WWE, so, or the Osborne family. So yeah, Kelly Osborne has a legit gripe. So, if Becky does not apologize publicly, which I think she should, or privately, which she should, then Becky Lynch, you can go kiss my ass. And you can take Seth Rollins there too. Both of you can kiss my ass. Oh, fuck you! That's that. Alright, so then Ava Raine comes out, says, well, I heard your argument, sir. I heard your complaint. We're in the people's court, basically. So Ava tries to be Judge Wapner and says, hey, how about you two fight later on, and the winner becomes the new number one contender, and will face Oba, Femi at No Mercy for the NXT World title. Okay, we'll go with that. Let me move on. Alright, so 3 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, there we see, after Heatwave, Ava Raine is talking to Blake Monroe, the lovely Mariah May, after she cheated to beat Jordynne Grace. Blake tells Ava that I want the women's title, and then, Mrs. Him, Kaylani Jordan comes in and says, no, and then Ava makes a match right now. Well, we makes a match for later, which we see it right now. So we open the show officially. We start with the action. Kaylani Jordan taking on Mariah May. Pretty decent match. We see Jordynne Grace, Big Mama Pump come out. And Blake's like, no, get away, run away. She tries to run away like she did last week, where she went out the door into a car in a pouring rain, mind you. And then sped off, which I didn't think was a good idea. But anyway, so she tries to go out the door, and it's locked, and Jordan's like, hey, where are you going now? You got a match coming up, and Blake Monroe almost got counted out. I think she should have got counted out because she goes back in the ring. Kaylani grabs a kind of botched angle slam. Then she goes up top and hits one of a kind! The split-legged moonsault a la Rob Van Dam. You suck. So she hits that. 1, 2, 3. Pretty upset win for Kaylani Jordan over Blake Monroe. And the match lasted 4 minutes. Wasn't great, and I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. Probably see a rematch at No Mercy. Maybe some stipulation match. Who gives a shit? We got that. Alright, then we get a video for Lexis King and Miles, don't call him Ozzy Osbourne, where we saw Lexis blinding him with mace, and then Ava makes this blindfold match, which we haven't seen since 2020 in NXT. This is the second ever one. And this was actually a fun match between Lexis and Miles. Horrible ending though. You know how everybody, how blindfold matches work. And they, they can't find each other. The crowd's going, oh, there he is! Lexis King, he threw himself out of the ring. I thought that was a crazy as fuck spot. It was funny too. And then they finally do fight. They grab hands and slug it out until Lexis backs him into a corner. Lexis grabs the referee and does a Roddy Piper poke in the eye. And then he takes off the mask and hits Miles in the balls. Low blow in the balls. Stephanie Vercurve might not like that. Anyway, a low blow. Then he hits the coronation. 1, 2, 3. Oh, he puts the freaking thing back on so he doesn't oh, I cheated. But he cheated. And hits the coronation 1, 2, 3 in under 5 minutes. Bah! Lexis King is your winner. It was fun until the end. So I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's that. Alright, then we go to the back. We see my girl, Maddie Wankowski. She's panicking over having to face Tatum Paxley and Bookie Hogan 2.0, and that's Ivy, sorry, not Ivy, bleh. That's, Izzy Dame, sorry. She doesn't have a partner, and then I think it's her actual real-life boyfriend, Mr. Charlie Dempsey, says, "Don't worry, love, don't worry. I found you a suitable partner, and it's her." So Kendall Gray from Evolve comes in, and Matt's like, "Yay! Kendall, I'm gonna hug it out." And they fought on the indies and in the indies. So, they know each other. So, Maddie's over lead. Kendall agrees to help her, but then smacks Charlie Dempsey right in the face. I wonder why he was probably trying to look at her ass. Don't you be looking? Be looking at Charlie, Maddie might get jelly and come to, Maddie, all you gotta do is call me. Maybe. But that's not. Alright, so I gave that segment 2.25 out of 5 stars. We got to the match, which lasted 3.5 minutes of exactly. Did I say 3.5 minutes exactly? Somebody call 3-minute warning! Alright. So we had the rest of the cuckling at ringside. That was Sean Spears and Nico. And I think Charlie Dempsey was at ringside. The match ended really freaking weird. Izzy with a blind tag before Tatum can try her moonsault, and Maddie's roller gets a near fall, and then Kendall grabs Tatum and locks in an armbar, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then Izzy hits sky high on Maddie. 1, 2, 3. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I felt like the ending was a car crash. I mean, what? What are we missing? I'm like, what the fuck just happened? So that basically clusterfuck ending, I gave the match 2 out of 5 stars. It was just a clusterfuck of an ending. Horrible. Horrible. What do you think there, Charles Barkley? Horrible. Exactly. What do you think about the Knicks this year, Charles? Oh, they're horrible. Tough room. Anyway, we got that. Alright, so 2 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, after that, we get to the number 1 contenders match for Oba Femi's title at No Mercy, Josh Briggs and Ricky Starks. A pretty good match. It lasted under 13 minutes. Starts with Ricky chopping away. He gets caught with a running elbow. Then Abyss Black Hole Slam. Tastes like ham. No. Abyss. The Abyss Black Hole Slam gives Briggs in the fall. Anyway, off to an early chin lock to slow down the pace a little bit. Get back up. Ricky starts working on the arm. Sets up a strutting old school. You wouldn't see Taker do that. The GOAT of all GOATs on the modern era. Then they head outside. Briggs gets sent into the ring post. Ow! As we go to break, we come right back. And as always, during the break, the heels come back. So, Briggs hits a crossbody for a near fall, but then Ricky hits a Falcon Arrow. Yes, he did the deed and got a near fall out of that. Briggs then kicks him right in the face for a near fall. Hits a choke slam for another near fall, so lots of near falls near the end of the match. Ricky then gets back up, hits a quick head scissors into a reverse DDT, followed by his new finisher, the Springboard Tornado DDT, which he won to beat Jasper Troy last week in Philly. So he beats Josh Briggs and is the new number 1 contender to Oba Femi's title. They will fight at No Mercy. So match was decent as for what it was. 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then we see Oba Femi coming to the ring. He's going to talk to Ricky in a little bit. But before we get to that, we get to the ladies, essay. And we got Del Ruca, the Women's North American Champion, and Speed Women's Champion, Sol Ruca, the wrestling surfer girl, and Delta. They're talking with Lola Faisese, the women's number 1 contender. She will face JC Jane at No Mercy. That's 2 matches on the card now. Probably be 4 more, knowing WWE. Alright, so they're all friends with matching shirts. I think it's Del Ruca Vice or some shit like that. Anyway, nice name. They got a 6-man tag team match coming up with Fatal Influence. And then Miss Parker, Jada Parker comes in, congratulates Lola, and Lola's like, "Hey, what are you doing here, Beto? Been gay, Howard, get out of here!" So Lola's like, no, I mean, not Lola, sorry. Jada's like, "Hey, you won fair and square, good luck to you, blah, 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 congrats on your win." Though, and Lola's like, "Yeah, okay, you're here, you came in peace, my ass!" And then, speaking of asses, Legend, get shit done. She comes in and starts arguing with Jada Parker. I'm like, oh boy. They say some mean things, and then freaking Kale Dick's like, oh, those are fighting words. And then Life's like, shut up! I didn't get that at all. We did see the Evolve Women's Champion there. I forgot her name, but that was kind of cool. Alright, Zarya, which led Zarya to lift Lola a few times. I like to lift Lola, if you know what I mean. We got that. Alright, we go to break, and I get a segment 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to break, we come back. Oba Femi comes out for a good old stare down. Ricky believes that Oba is starting to feel the pressure of being the champ for almost 1 year. And promises to take the belt, which he won't. Oba says, "I'll prove that you are average. He ain't backing down from no average Joe. He ain't backing down from no average troll," basically. So Oba's like, "I'll prove that you're just average." But then Dark State, the new tag team champions, come out. Dion Lennox, Osiris Griffin, Cutler James, the Creepy Bastard, and Saquon Sugars. They all come out to interrupt. And then we got a full-on 2 beatdown. And so the former tag team champions, Hank and Spank, come out to even the odds. And I'm like, yup, 8-man tag team match. Which was later made official for next week in Philly. Not Philly, next week I should say. So an 8-man tag team match was made. And then Ava tells Hank and Spank, well, after that match next week, we'll talk about a rematch, possibly at No Mercy. We'll see what happens with that. We move on. Alright, then we get a video explaining the Speed title, which has a 3-minute, did I say 3 minutes? Time limit. And we got a tournament to crown a new #1 contender. That's going to start next week. We got the ladies. We got Candice LeRae. We have Fabi Apache from Triple A. I'm sorry, from Triple A. We have Zaya Brookside from TNA. And I think we have one more person. I think from Raw. So we'll see what happens with that. And I think next week is Zaya Brookside and Candice LeRae. That should be a pretty interesting match. So the winner of that tournament will face Sol Ruka for the Speed title. And then on the men's side, well, we didn't get any members on the men's side, but the winner of the tournament faces Grande Germanicano. That's Ludwig Spears for you dumb people at home. So that should be good. Not that I care for the Speed title on NXT. Don't care for the tournament at all. At least it gives us a couple of matches that could possibly be at No Mercy, but I doubt that. We move on. Alright, one woman who might be in the tournament is Alba Fire from the Secret Hervis, along with Doudrop Piper Nevin. She comes out with Chelsea Green! Oh, she looked like a hooah with those thigh-high red freaking hooker boots and the black leather pants, so she was in black and red. Looking great. Fuck you, Cardona. Huh, shit. And then she comes out with our Canadian national champion. That's all ego, Ethan Page. So Alba Fire will take on the winner of LFG Season 1, Tyra May Steele, who has her good friend, Tavion Heights, at ringside. Match was meh. Ethan offers a distraction, but gets his hands stomped on, which allows Tyra to roll up Alba Fire with a fruit roll-up, and she gets to win 1, 2, 3, match stunk, 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. And then after the match, Chelsea Green and company come in, they beat down Tyra May Steele, Tavion Heights tries for a save, but then Ethan Page decks him with the Canadian title, and then they cover him in the Canadian flag. Kind of feels old school, doesn't it? Love it. You gotta love it. I don't hate Canada per se. There's a couple of cities I don't like. Montreal. Toronto. Not so much Toronto, but it is what it is. I just don't like Canada. But I love Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. And, yeah, pretty much it. Ottawa and Calgary, the best places to go in Canada. Or maybe Saskatoon, where Brock Lesnar lives. You want to go see Brock? Go to Saskatoon, Manitoba, Canada. Go ahead. Tell my sent you. Beastie. Wheatley, so good it makes me pee-pee. So, we get that. Alright. Then I mentioned Hank and Spank. They go in Ava Rain's office for a fight with Darkstate, which they get. In an 8-man tag team match, which involves Oba and Ricky Starks. And then, whatever happens out of that, maybe they'll talk to Ava again about a NXT tag title shot. And we get that. Alright, then we see JC Jane, the now one-belt JC Jane, as she lost the TNA Knockouts title to Ash by Elegance. So now she has the NXT Women's title. She's pissed off about losing the belt. And then her and Valentoko to the Don Henley and my girl Jasmine Nix, they start arguing over who should get the Speed title. And Jasmine's like, I should get the title because since you two have been champions before, hey, how about me? And they're like, nah, you suck! And then Jasmine's like, I'll show you. I'm like, yeah! Stand up for yourself, Jasmine. Fuck those two ladies. You're the real star of that group. Just saying. We get that. Alright, then we get a rundown of what's coming up next week. And then we get to our main event of NXT last night. 6-woman tag team match. We got Fatal Influence taking on Del Ruka Vice. So Ruka, Delta, Sol Ruka, and Loda Vice, I say. Alright, pretty good match for 14 minutes. Back and forth they went. We get near the end. Sol Ruka has a code breaker to the arm. Ow. But JC cuts off the tag attempt. And then JC stomps Sol Ruka down in the corner. But Sol gets right back up. Gets the hot tag to Delta, who cleans house. And then Sol's handstand spinning top rope flippy dippity doo gets a near fall. And then Fatal Influence drops Sol Ruka again. So it's off the Loda Vice essay for that. Oh yeah, shake them hips don't lie. And Booker T sipping like a maniac. Oh yeah, man! Oh yeah! Whatever he was doing, he was like convulsing on commentary. So Lola hits a sexy hip attack in the corner on I think it was Fallon Henley and Jasmine Nix. And then Jasmine and Fallon Henley come back with Sergio running knee drops on Lola for a near fall, as Sol Ruka made the save, and then everybody is fighting. Sol Ruka hits the Soul Snatcher! And then on the outside, Delta spears JC Jane, which leaves poor Fallon Henley in the ring to get a wicked spinning back fist, knocked her the fuck out, and then Lola goes for the win. 1, 2, 3, Lola Vice. Sol Ruka and Delta get the win in a pretty decent match. I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. And then afterwards, Lola is yelling at JC saying, "We get the title better!" I hope she does get that belt. I don't know, but, JC already lost the TNA World Knockouts title, and now she's about to probably lose the women's title. If not at No Mercy, probably definitely at Halloween Havoc, October the 25th in Arizona. Some weird, what is it, Prescott, Arizona, where I never heard of? Where is that? Is that near Phoenix? I'm near some dump in Arizona. And we get that. Alright, so that ends NXT, and I gave the match, like I said, 2.5 out of 5 stars. Overall, NXT wasn't bad. Before we fade to black, we got a quick preview of No Mercy with the 2 title matches are up now. We got Oba versus Ricky Starks for the NXT World title for the men. And for the women, we got JC Jane and Lola Vice. And that's pretty much it. So, a good way to end August for NXT. And next week, we start the beautiful month of September. September the 2nd, we're now officially on the road to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where that's Lola Vice's hometown. I thought it was Miami, but it's Fort Lauderdale, Florida, for No Mercy, September the 27th. That's a Saturday. So, Saturday night of wrestling. So, you know what that means. Collision will be on a Thursday. Because they're not going to go head-to-head with a pay-per-view on Saturday, right? But knowing Tony Khan would be so stupid to do that, but anyway, we'll move on. Alright, so NXT is officially in the books. That's my review. Thanks for watching, everybody. Officially, you know what? I'll give it 7 out of 10 stars. Real standard show. Not that great, but still par for the course. So I'm going to give it a par, and I'm going to give it a C grade, or 7 out of 10 stars for that. But leave me your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments section. What do you guys thought of NXT? Where do you see the storylines going? And all that good shit. Alright, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video. Subscribe to my channels. Let's start the road to 900. Also, now you can hype my video. So, please hype my video. Maybe it'll get on the top 100. Maybe, but hype up the video, and maybe, just maybe, it'll be on the top 100 for the week. I don't know, for the week or for the day. I don't know how that works, but anyway, yeah. I don't know if it's for live videos or it's for regular. I think it's for regular videos too. You can hype the video. So please hype the video. You don't have to, like, I think it just gives you the option to hype the video with a certain amount of points or some shit. I don't even know how it works. I mean, I'm just looking at it for the first time. So if you want to hype the video, great. If not, doesn't matter to me. But we got that. All right, Dynamite's about to go on the air, and I'm out of here. Thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time, peace.